Have you ever noticed how an open day can feel lighter at first and strangely restless by the end? Have you felt the quiet relief that comes when your time already has a shape, even if the work is demanding? Do you recognize how too many choices can leave the mind subtly on edge, scanning instead of settling? Have you observed that calm often arrives not when things are free, but when they are placed? Do you ever sense that structure isn't what limits you, but what allows your energy to rest? And have you wondered why the routines you once resisted later become the ones that steady you? Pause. Structure is often misunderstood as restriction, but for many men, it functions more like a container, something that holds attention in place so it no longer has to defend itself against endless possibility. When structure is present, effort gains direction, decisions quiet down, and peace begins to emerge not from escape, but from orientation. There is a moment many men recognize, though they rarely name it. Everything appears open, options exist, nothing is immediately wrong, and yet the mind does not rest. The days feel loosely held together, decisions repeat themselves, attention drifts, not because of weakness, but because nothing anchors it. Freedom exists in theory, but inside there is a low, persistent tension. It often arrives quietly, not as anxiety, but as restlessness, not as chaos, but as a sense that effort never quite settles. Energy moves, but does not land. Many men assume peace comes from removing limits, fewer rules, fewer constraints, fewer obligations. But over time, they notice something unexpected. Without shape, even freedom begins to feel heavy. Structure is often misunderstood. It is imagined as rigidity, control, or external discipline imposed from the outside. But that is not the structure that creates peace. The structure that steadies a man is internal. It is not about doing more. It is about reducing negotiation. When structure is absent, the mind remains in a constant state of decision-making. What to focus on, when to begin, when to stop, whether something matters enough to continue. This ongoing evaluation consumes more energy than effort itself. The mind never fully rests because it never fully commits. Structure resolves this quietly, not by forcing action, but by narrowing attention. When direction is defined, many choices disappear on their own. Energy stops scattering and begins to collect. This is why structure often feels calming rather than motivating. It removes friction. It reduces inner debate. It allows effort to flow without constant self-correction. Desire does not vanish under structure. Ambition remains, but it becomes contained. Without structure, desire pulls in multiple directions. With structure, desire moves along a single axis. The same energy feels lighter because it is no longer divided. Many men notice that their most peaceful periods were not the most flexible ones. They were the periods where days had shape, where expectations were clear, where effort had a place to go. This is not about strict schedules or external systems. It is about internal agreement. When intention and behavior align consistently, the nervous system relaxes. There is less need to monitor oneself, less need to correct course every hour. Structure tells the mind, this has been decided. And when fewer things remain undecided, silence appears. Peace, in this sense, is not emotional comfort. It is cognitive quiet, the absence of unnecessary choice. Structure does not trap energy. It gives it a channel. Over time, structure begins to shape identity, not through force, but through repetition. A man starts to trust himself when his actions are predictable to him, not rigidly predictable, but coherent. He knows where his energy will go tomorrow because it went there yesterday. This reliability changes the inner relationship. Self-discipline no longer feels like resistance. It feels like familiarity. Without structure, self-control feels like effort applied repeatedly. With structure, it feels like momentum already in motion. This is why structure creates a subtle form of confidence. Not confidence in outcomes, but confidence in direction. The sense that one is moving with intention rather than reacting. Many men seek peace through understanding. They analyze themselves. They reflect endlessly. But peace often arrives not through deeper insight, but through fewer open loops. Structure closes loops quietly. It allows reflection to settle into form. There is also dignity in this, a kind of self-respect that emerges when one's life has shape. Not a dramatic identity, but a stable one. When a man knows what he stands inside, he does not need to assert it outwardly. When days have form, urgency dissolves. Time feels less adversarial. Structure does not eliminate uncertainty. It simply gives uncertainty a boundary, and within that boundary, the mind rests. Peace is not found by escaping responsibility, nor by tightening control around everything. It appears when responsibility is proportionate and contained. Enough structure to hold attention, enough openness to breathe. Structure is not the opposite of freedom. It is what allows freedom to feel safe. Without it, attention fragments. With it, attention gathers. The calm many men search for is rarely an emotional state waiting to be discovered. It is a condition created through form, through decisions made once rather than revisited endlessly. When life has shape, effort softens. When direction is clear, pressure loses its edge. Peace does not announce itself when structure enters. It arrives quietly, as fewer questions, as steadier movement, as nights that end without unfinished negotiations, not because everything is controlled, but because enough has been decided. And when enough is decided, the mind finally rests.